So, welcome everybody to our podcast VolunTales. We are volunteers from all Europe and we are here in Poland, in Szczecin. And this is a podcast about volunteering, why volunteering, and the positive and negative aspects of volunteering. I am Diana, I'm from Italy and I am 19. And here I have 3 present volunteers that will talk about their experience. This podcast will be in 3 episodes. The first episode is kind of a general introduction about volunteering. Then we will talk about it more in details in the next episodes. Don't be afraid if you don't understand everything. If there is some word that you don't understand, that you don't know, we will explain everything throughout the podcast. Here I have 3 present volunteers and please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Mida from Georgia. I'm 23 years old.
Hello, I'm Luka from Georgia also, and I'm 20s. I'm working in the kindergarten as a volunteer.
Hello, my name is Vincent. I'm 25 years old. I'm from France, and I am working as an office volunteer here.
So we are volunteer from ESC. Vincent, could you explain us what is it ESC?
ESC means European Solidarity Corps. It's an international volunteering program from the European Union that is open to EU member states but also partner states. For example, Georgia is a partner from this program. It allows young people between 18 years old and 30 years old to involve themselves in general interest volunteer project, mostly in Europe. You have a long-term project from 6 to 12 months and also short-term project that last 2 months. It's a really good way to discover new countries, new people, and to develop your skills. If you want more information, you can go to the website use.europa.eu.
Now that you know what is ESC, I would like you to tell me how did you discover ESC, if you had any previous experience with volunteering, and what you were doing before applying for ESC. Because for example, I am from Italy and in Italy ESC is not really known. I discovered it in school, so I was still in school and I wanted to do something that was kind of a mid-ground between studying and working. But really I wish ESC was more talked about in Italy. What about your countries?
Hello everyone again. Like how Vincent mentioned already, that Georgia is a partner country of ESC. So also like in Italy, in Georgian ESC isn't popular, but my friends are the ex-volunteers and ex-programmers of ESC, and they really get really good some kind of things. What is why you want to choose that? The first reason why I chose that it's really safe organizations and really safe situation here. Also, I was studying in the university international law, but I think that in every person's life there is a moment when you want to think what you want in the future. So volunteering for me is the best phase of your life, how you can use it, and the thinking and also still working, met new people, met new life.
How did you discover ESC? So it was very easy for me. I was always interested in volunteering in general, even starting from the school. So I was always searching for some projects to participate, and then I discovered ESC. I was seeing the advertisements in internet because I was active on internet. My friends were participating in it, so I had a guarantee of safety, as Luka mentioned. I was thinking that it would give me a new view. I would meet maybe international friends. I would gain more experience. Now, as I discovered, I like teaching because of this experience. I have some idea what to do after ending project. But before it, in Georgia, I was working mostly in customer service, and now I have opportunity to improve my qualification and have a job which will give me enough salary to live good life in my country. And about also volunteering in my local city in Georgia, I was volunteering, but for animal shelter. So I had also a past experience with volunteering.
For me, discovering ESC was when I first discovered volunteering in general, because I was doing a volunteering program with French Civic Service, which is a volunteering dispositif from France. And during an afternoon, we had a training about opportunities to go outside of the country, and volunteering with ESC was one of opportunity presented. So it's how I discovered ESC. And before I choose to be here and do that project, I was working in an association that is connected to civic service, so to volunteering and young people. And why did I choose to be a volunteer with ESC? Because I didn't had the chance yet to travel and have experience abroad. So for me it was a good way to get new skills, to improve my English, to discover new culture, new people, learn how to teamwork with people that are not the same nationality than you. Also to discover new topics, I'm working mostly with young people here, something I was not used to. So yes, it was really to have an experience abroad and to develop my skills that I choose ESC. And I have to say, it's so far really cool.
So now that we explained what is ESC in general, we would like to explain more in details what is our project about. We are ESC volunteers in Polites. Polites is a Polish association here in Szczecin, which is the city we are living into. Is a not governmental association. It takes part into non-formal education and volunteering. The volunteering part is both regional volunteering and international volunteering, and of course we are part of the international volunteering. Polites has two types of volunteering projects: a long-term one, which is the one we are taking part into, and the short-term one. The short-term one is just throughout the summer, and the long-term one is 10 months, and it's called activeEUROPE. This year is activeEUROPE 2023-2024. Polites in the long-term project has two working places, as a smaller group of volunteers working in the office, helping with social media, organizing events and workshops in school, and a bigger group of volunteers working in kindergartens, in 3 kindergartens in Szczecin and 1 in Stargard. Here we have 1 office person and 2 kindergarten person. And I would like guys to talk a little bit more about your daily life, your daily tasks. Why are you in the kindergarten or in the office? What you want to achieve? So what's your mission? What's your aim? What do you want to give to this project?
About workplace, as you mentioned, I work in kindergarten. Then working hours, I can say that with agreement, we knew that we should work at least 30 hours. It's 5 days in a week. In working days we are going, and in a day what is happening. So we start with our activities. Our main mission is to give some idea about our cultures. In my situation, I need to talk about Georgia, about Georgian culture. I need to give children some knowledge about it, and of course meanwhile I need some language. So it's kind of my personal aim to learn language, Polish language, in this situation. And it's kind of going slowly, but I like it. Then, as I mentioned before also, it's to improve my qualification, because I had some experience in teaching. but it was like with 2 or 1 kid. So now I have like opportunity to work with like 10 or more children. So it will be like, I think, a good experience, especially when I work here for mostly nearly 1 year. In my country it will have some power, you know. About daily tasks, I can give you some examples. Sometimes we are dancing like some Georgian dances. Sometimes like I teach them some Georgian words like gamarjoba and like, which means dzień dobry. Mostly when you work with children, you need repetition, like to repeat everything. So like I have some 3 or 4 tasks which I am like always repeating. So it's going well, I can say.
How Diana mentioned that 3 of the kindergartens are in Szczecin and 1 is outside of the city in Stargard. So I'm the volunteer in Stargard. So because of that, my working time is not like strict because it depends in so many reasons. But we are going there every day. It's not tiring. It's more enjoyable, I think, because of the train, because of the journey, because of also the situation in the kindergarten. Like mainly we work less than volunteers in Szczecin, but we have like same aims and same responsibilities in the kindergartens. For example, from today's example, we start to get ready for the kindergartens common day, which I think held in June. So I have to learn the children some kind of Georgian song, also some kind of dance and all the things. So our like daily life is really hard working. From when I finish the volunteering here, I just want to know the reason why why I'm here, like why I start volunteering, what the questions I already got before I started, and after when I will finish, if I have answers about these questions. So I think like kindergartens and all of this situation, like volunteering, not especially Stargard kindergarten, no, like all of the situation like helps me to discover really some good and correct answers. So I will tell you that if I reach the answer and if the volunteering like gives me really good back in this topic.
Luka also mentioned that it's like very hard working work itself, but I need to mention like my big like appreciation to the teachers who are working there, because like every day they have like different tasks to do always, and they are always like doing it with like full responsibility. Every day it's like everything new, even for common days and even for some celebration, you know. Now Valentine's Day is coming, so like they started to prepare from like 1 week earlier. So like I need to appreciate it, and I wanted to mention it. So like my big appreciation to these people, like starting from like principal to ending like one cleaner even, because they are like amazing.
I'm kind of admiring also you guys, because I imagine that being in kindergarten is kind of hell of a job sometimes, and what we see here in the office, because we are running social media, but we have good insight of what you are doing, and it looks like the kids are happy, and huge congrats to you. You are doing an amazing job. So unlike Luka and Mida, I am not working in kindergarten because I am an office volunteer. We work at the office. It's obvious. We are 4 volunteers. I am with Nino, Andrea, and Youssef. Our main job is like being a support of the Polytest team that is working every day here, and we have kind of main missions. The first one is running social media of our program. So we have to run Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the website of our project. We are collaborating with kindergarten volunteers and also with other organizations and our colleagues here in Polites. Also, one of our other big mission is to create and run workshops in schools. It's for students that are between 10 years old and 17, 18, so it's like middle school to high school. We have to create from zero our workshop, and then we go from day to day in schools to run this workshop in a lot of schools in Szczecin. We also help and participate in events that Polites is involved in. For example, it can be related to outside events with kids, with other associations. We also participated in events related to regional and local volunteering, so it's with Polish volunteers. For example, every year there is a voluntary forum for all the region. We animate and run one workshop during this event. What comes with this main task is also just participating in basics or daily stuff from the office. For example, to go to post office if we have stuff to post, to go and take care of our common space, to take care of the storage room. So mainly that's what we do. Oh yes, I forgot. So kindergarten people, they are working from 9 to 3, and office people, it's more than from 10 to 4 p.m. And sometimes we work on weekends, but it's very occasionally, and we have a day off for that.
I would like also to mention that our project is not only working in the kindergarten and in the office, but once every month we have a common day in which we do activities that sometimes are related to our job and sometimes are just fun activity that we would like to do together. Especially because in some places ESC is not very known, or the project itself is not very known. Sometimes we had some expectation, some ideas in our mind that were not really close to the reality of how we work here. So I wanted you guys to talk a little bit more about what you were expecting and what you got, and the best and the worst thing you were not expecting.
About my expectations versus reality, I have to say that when I applied to the project and when I read the project offer, it was very balanced between very clear and not too much details about what I will do. The main idea and some tasks were there, but not everything. And I also tried before coming here in Szczecin to not have too many expectations or too many things I wanted to do. I was like, okay, I will discover what I have to do in daily life related to what I know. And for me, it's a way to not be disappointed and to be also surprised by what I will do. And this is how I handle expectation versus reality. So in a way, I can say it doesn't match or it match what I expected, because I didn't put myself into something too precise before coming here, but I can say I am not disappointed. And about best and worst thing I was not expecting. Best thing I was not expecting is school workshops. Maybe I was not very attentive, but I didn't know I had this task and mission to do, and it's my favorite one. I really learned a lot, and I love to create, design and conceive workshops, then to go to schools, to meet a lot of different students, to meet teachers. I feel close to the local community. It's exciting because it's, even if you do the same workshops, it's never the same because you go into different place with different people. And the worst thing I was not expecting, I don't know, it's kind of a difficult question, but it's not that worse. But sometimes we need to pick up something, as I said, for the office, and sometimes it's heavy. So sometimes I have kind of muscle pain if I have too much things to carry, and it's not the thing I like to do the most, to pick up stuff, but it's completely okay. I survived, so for me it's okay, and I kind of enjoying myself. And I think, yes, not having too much expectations helps you to not be too disappointed. You need to live volunteering, not to be expecting and too much, and just live the moment and try to adapt when you are here.
Like Vincent, before I arrived here, I didn't want to have so many expectations. I have, but I don't have like to have main expectations because, in my point of view, I think that expectations, moreover, are illusions, and I don't want to live in illusion. I just want to see the facts and realities. Also, like Vincent, I'm not disappointed here, and the best thing that I'm not expecting about the situations, and moreover, for example, in the office and the kindergartens and like a whole situation. And worst thing, I don't know how to say, but I don't feel something worst thing that I was expecting and it's in reality. My thing is like moreover the weather and the health condition, nothing else I can do, because people like in the office, in the kindergarten, is a community I have contact with, are the perfect. So yeah, at the beginning I mentioned that I don't have really big expectations, because expectations are an illusion for me and I just want to live in the reality.
So now it seems that like I don't live in reality, but so I had expectations. Yes, but I can say in this moment I can agree with boys that like half it was like it became real, but half was like not real. But I think it has potential to be true, because I have more like 5 more months. I was expecting to learn some basic of language, so I think I kinda have some knowledge about it. At least I understand what people are saying, but about responding I can't say the same. And about the worst thing, I can say it's like it was the whole November, you know. Whole November was like disaster for me, because like here people mentioned, even Vincent who is here, he mentioned that like November is usually for him the worst like month in a year, and I did not like experience it like this, because every November in my 23 years life was like
November was good.
yes, but here I experienced every day of November. And best thing also is about weather, because I remember one day, I don't know if you remember guys, when it was sunny in Chechen and it was snowing at the same time. It was like mind blowing for me, because like I was not expecting. It's like how to say, not possible. I never see it. So it was the best thing, because like it was nature's unexpected like magic for me. So I think my worst and best thing is about like season and weathers.
As you heard before, some of us already had some experience with volunteering, so I think your opinion about it would be very interesting, because when we think about volunteering, we always think about people helping others, altruism, giving yourself to other people to leave some permanent change in society, but we don't usually think about the positive egoistical aspects of volunteering. Well, I think that they are. I mean, volunteering is mostly about helping people, because if you don't want to help people, you just go to find a job, you don't go to volunteer. But you know, sometimes are those egoistical aspects that we don't really want to accept, because we don't want to accept that we are doing something also for ourselves when it gets to volunteering. So guys, I would like to ask to you, what are the egoistical aspects that got you here, both materialistical aspects but also moral aspects and cultural aspects?
I think it's more personal, for more personal development, because like I also had experience to live alone. I wanted to also to develop and improve myself on personal level, because I had experience to live alone in my country. Anyways, I had some like idea if I will have some problem, my family will help me anyways, you know. I anyways had this thinking that, if I have some like issue with something, that like in the house something is broken, I can ask my some family member and they will like kind of help me. But now here, yes, you have some persons that like good at some things and they can like repair something, or I don't know, they are good in logical thing, or I don't know, in many different things. But on personal level, no one can help you, no? Like to understand different people's patterns, or to like get some people, you know, you need to improve in yourself this like habit or behavior to adapt to something and to get along with something. So I think it's my like thing, maybe that I'm in a process of gaining. On material, I have a different thing now. So I have my children's like paintings. So I think it's the most like important thing which like I gained as a material thing, because like one thing and now it comes in my mind, it's this thing. But like I can say that like some program is paying for you for accommodation and paying for transport ticket is also like something, yes, of course. And you only need to pay for your like food to like live. It also means something.
Personally, I'm not looking for any kind of material in volunteering, but I also have my children's paintings, and it's really big agenda from them. But if I want the money, if I want something to someone to pay me the things I want to do, I will go to and like find some kind of job and do it. But like to start working and be the volunteer is very different, because in the job there is like a strict rules that you have to you go along with them. But in volunteering you're like it's also the rules, but you are really freely. You have so much things to do. You have like so much new things to discover, and it was my answer that yes, I want to be the volunteer, and yes, I don't want to see some kind of any material agenda from it, except all that we have all the like situation, very good situation that we have like our pocket money, also the money for the ticket, in my situation for the train, for the flight, and for the Apple, all everything. But yeah, but like for the bad like views, also some kind of material, not material, like emotional and feelings, because like it's natural that you're living alone here for a long distance from your home country, and it's very hard to be not to be emotional, because you miss your own country, your own family, your own friends. That's very bad. But all the situation like polites, other volunteers, kindergarten, and everything, also the atmosphere you are in really helps you to get over this problem. And now when I realize that it's almost done and almost end of the project like in 5 months to land, I am already emotional that it is like finishing right now, and I don't want to finish it because it's my daily routine right now, and very comfortable situation to me. So
yeah, look, I mentioned my like the most important thing for me also, and I don't understand why I forgot it, because it's like feeling of homesick. It's the, I think, like dominant feeling in me, that like always the feeling of familiarity, you know, like people you are like grow up with, or people you are friends with, because anyways there is some difference, you know, in culture. I need to mention it. And my family members, like, which I miss anyways always. I think it's the most, yes, important thing, which is I can say, I don't know if I will formulate it very good, but kind of like bad thing in volunteering, that you are missing something.
So for me, it's really interesting thinking when we talk about volunteering and we say the word egoism, because in my opinion, when you want to do something, it's better you do first for you, because if you are really pragmatic, you will be good at what you do if you like what you do. So first you need to choose something you like, then you will be fully involved, and you will have a chance to be good at what you do and to flourish. Then you can also add it with good things for people, like also with altruism and giving people. It's volunteering, like you can choose the project of volunteering that you like, people you want to work with, and then you will put your skills and your energy for people and for helping them. So I think it's like a good circle, something that is great because you are giving to people, you are receiving. So for me, it's not a problem to think about egoistic reasons when we talk about volunteering, because for me, just human thing to do something you like and to be good at. So for me, it's really important. First, you are good where you are, and it's always about choice, because people can choose something they like, but it will not benefit to other people, or you can choose something you like that can benefit more to people or to the environment you live with or to the community. So for me, it's like not kind of a problem when we think about volunteering and egoism, because we, as Mida and Luka said, we also want to grow as person, and we will be, I hope and I think, better person after this experience. So it's also really important. This is what I like about volunteering and about this kind of program in general. It's helping the people that are beneficiaries from the project, but it's also helping the volunteers themselves, and I think it's a really good thing. I didn't thought a lot about material aspect, but I have to agree that yes, with ESC we are very lucky, because if you have like zero money in your country, you can still go away with ESC, because they will pay you for your accommodation, you will have pocket money to survive with food. I'm not saying we are rich, we are talking about volunteering, but we are not dying of hunger, so it's completely okay, and I think we're very lucky. So it's also like a program very open to people, because as I say, if you have zero money in your bank account, you can go. But I was not trying to find material stuff when I'm come here, but now I realize it is an easy way to travel.
I have to admit that for me it was at the beginning mostly egoistical reasons, because I come from a family in which I couldn't really afford to travel by myself, and the idea of being able to live in another country for 1 year and then go on traveling for short-term volunteering until I'm 30, it was kind of a dream for me. I also had this idea that I really, and luckily I was able to get rid of this idea, but I had this idea that I really had to do something in my life to be useful for somebody, to leave some change, to be remembered. Luckily now I have, I think that I just have to live in a good way. I don't really need to leave a permanent change in the world. In the materialistic point of view, it was about traveling for free, living abroad for free, but in the moral point of view, it was about feeling like I am a fulfilled person. And sometimes it gets out again when I, for example, do my activities. I see people appreciating what I do. I see teachers saying that I'm doing well. I hear the children remembering what I teach. It's a little bit about feeling like I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing well. So I think this aspect can be important for a person, and I don't think there is anything wrong about it, as soon as it's not like an obsession. So this was the first episode of our podcast VolunTales, the podcast in which we talk about the life of a volunteer, why we decide to volunteer, and what's the positive and negative aspects of volunteering that we didn't think about it. So stick to the podcast, listen to the episodes, because it's gonna get always more interesting. Thank you for listening, thank you for your time, bye bye, papa.
Bye bye.